All right, so let's talk about The Batman, coming very, very soon, 2022, by director Matt Reeves. I've got some exclusive spoilers for that film, and those of you who have been following the channel, you know that when I drop a spoiler video, you know it's going to be legit, if you know what I'm saying. I don't have details on everything about the film because it's been sworn to secrecy as of right now, although more stuff will be coming out soon. I have some details about the movie because it's a long movie. It's a 3-hour movie. And I'll go into that more in this video. So if you don't want to be spoiled on The Batman, this is not the video for you because the stuff we're talking about today is, I would say, very trustworthy. I would say it's trustworthy information from trustworthy places. Okay, we're going to leave it at that. There's an exclusive here to World of Geekdom, and tomorrow is when they're supposed to drop the next trailer. So if some of this stuff is in that trailer, well, then there you go. Some of the stuff may be in, some of the stuff may not be in. I don't know. I haven't seen the trailer yet, but I'm going to tell you what I heard about the movie. And let me tell y'all something. The hype sounds pretty damn legitimate. I was a little bit conflicted about The Matrix. I wasn't sure what to think about it. But in this movie, what I've been told is nothing but positivity. Okay, so let me get into it. Okay, first of all, this movie is a film noir crime film. It's not a superhero movie in the traditional sense. It does not feel like Iron Man or even like the other Batman movies. It feels more like a crime drama than an actual Batman story. Even more so than the Christopher Nolan movies, because there were a lot of comparisons made between this movie and the Dark Knight trilogy, which is a good thing. That's a good compliment because everybody knows how much everyone loves the Chris Nolan movies. This movie is a bit more of a darker, gothic type of movie. Much more, I guess the word that was used was noir. What I was told is that the movie's very adult, but not in the sense of like there's a lot of profanity. It's not that kind of movie. It's adult in the sense that it's like a murder mystery. Like little kids, like really little kids, they might not like this movie because the tone is very adult. It's a smart movie that tries to get you to solve the puzzles with Batman. And that's the first thing I want to tell you, is that this movie is supposed to be much more of a detective story. It is Detective Comics, the movie. It feels more like 12 Monkeys than a superhero movie than, the DCEU Batman or the Adam West, definitely the Adam West Batman, or the Michael Keaton, the Schumacher Batman. Like, no. This is much, much more of a crime movie. And it does not tell the origin of Batman, not even in flashbacks. It does not go into what happened. I mean, you find out what happened to his parents, but it doesn't show it. That's not what happens in this film at all. The movie is indeed like Batman Year 2. It's a young Batman, not quite Batman Begins, but the way it was described to me is, imagine if there was a Batman Begins 2, so it takes place the next day after he becomes Batman. Not like exactly like that, but if Batman Begins was like the origin story of Batman in that movie, this would be sort of like a Batman Begins 2, but not the Dark Knight. It's like the next day. So it's literally like, it is Batman Year 2. Young Batman, inexperienced, has to learn more about who he is. So the scene in the original teaser that came out a few months ago, where he's punching that dude in the face or whatever, that's in the first 5 minutes of the film. Almost everything in that teaser, not everything, but almost everything, was earlier in the movie. The latter third act of the film was supposed to be totally crazy. And from what I was told, the movie's really, really well paced. For a 3-hour movie, every scene is justified. So, like, there's no wasted effort in the film. Like, every scene's important to tell the story. The Riddler is the main villain of the film. There is absolutely no mention of Joker. There's not a tease for a future Joker. There's not a reference to the Joker, at least that people have told me. There's no Joker. If there will be a Joker in the sequels, they did not hint at it here. There's more story to be told, but it does not hint at the Joker coming in later on. So, if you're a Joker fan, I mean, you got plenty of Jokers by now. He's in everything. So, there you go. Batman feels very gothic. In this film, the bat signal's in an abandoned building, not on top of the police department headquarters, because the cops don't trust Gordon to be friends with Batman. And the story of the film revolves around the Riddler, whose goal is to unmask the hypocrisy of the corruption in Gotham City, including something involving Batman, like sort of like the Joker in Dark Knight, sort of like that. But there's a lot closer ties to Batman than we could ever even imagine, which we're going to talk about here shortly. Paul Dano is amazing, I was told. Carmine Falcone is in the latter half of the film, and he's the guy behind a lot of the crimes and the corruption. So Carmine Falcone, played by John Turturro, is, not the main villain, but like the criminal mastermind behind a lot of the events going on. Selena Kyle works at a club that the Penguin hangs out at, and the Penguin is secretly working with Falcone. And apparently you can't even recognize Colin Farrell. Like, you're watching the movie, you forget it's Colin Farrell, which is good. That's a sign of a good actor. Every character is intertwined with the story. So, Selena Kyle, Penguin, Carmine Falcone, Riddler, Bruce Wayne, Commissioner Gordon, or he's Lieutenant Gordon in this movie. They're all intertwined with the plot of the film. The movie is a perfect hybrid of Ninja Batman and Detective Batman. He kicks ass, but he's also a detective. It's the most detective movie we've ever seen. Robert Pattinson does narrate the film, and the thing about the movie is as you see the different riddles and puzzles, you're encouraged to solve the riddles with Batman. You're watching the movie and you're trying to figure out what's happening before Batman figures it out. So you're going to be thinking while you watch this movie. There is a Batmobile chase with the Penguin that I was told was the best of any movie. I was told that it's better than The Dark Knight as far as thrills go, but not as big in scope. But it does get bigger when you hit the freeway part. So that's what I was told. I'm not telling you something. I have not seen the movie, guys. I'm just being told this. I can't compare, but I'm sure when it comes out, people will compare because it was really, really good. In this movie, the Batman does not kill. If you've been waiting to see a theatrical Batman who does not kill, this is the Batman for you. Batman does not kill. He'll beat you near death until you beg not to die. But he will not finish the job. He also does not use guns. But he will beat you within an inch of your life, but not take it. Apparently, Batman is the scariest he's ever been in this movie. Like, he comes out of the shadows like a ninja, like, what? It just nails you. I can't wait for this, y'all. There is a huge spoiler later in the film involving Batman's past, but I cannot reveal what that is. I promised I would not. I know what it is. I'm not going to say what it is. I'm sorry. I'm not going to say it. I was pretty much, I had to actually edit a part there because I said too much. I swore I would not say what this is. I'm sorry. It's a big twist involving Batman's past, okay? That's all I'm going to say and how it intertwines with everything. So I'm just not going to say what it is. I'm not going to break my promise. I'm sorry. I'm just not. And Andy Serkis plays Alfred. He's the tough love, shit-talking father who whips Bruce into shape, but also cares. The movie is really the plot and the character arc of Batman it's about Bruce transitioning from vengeance to justice, that he can't just be selfish in his crime fighting. He has to do what's good for the greater good of the people. Most grappling hook of any live-action Batman movie. Movie is mostly practical effects. There's a scene where Batman becomes like John Wick, except without the killing. He's fighting multiple thugs on like a stairwell, going down. It's a phenomenal sequence, I was told. I can't give too much away beyond what I've already... I made promises, y'all, and I'm not going to break them, but basically, like... The movie feels dark and gritty, but not like Chris Nolan, who took a lot of liberties with the characters, in a good or bad way, depending on how you feel about it. Like Bane, for example, was really a lot of liberties. But this movie, there are scenes in this movie that are literally taken from classic Batman stories, like classic Batman comics of the past. There are multiple scenes in this movie that are directly referencing it. So it's kind of like a little bit of what the MCU had done, right, with their sort of stuff, and like what Raimi did with Spider-Man 2 and the Spider-Man No More stuff, except much darker. But don't expect it to be a lighthearted superhero movie. This is not Justice League. This is not BVS. This is not like 89 Batman, and it's even darker than even the Chris Nolan movies. Like, it's much more... It's not quite as violent. Then again, I can't really say that. There are parts, I was told the Riddler's kills are really, really, really just sickening. but it's all for a reason. So that's what I can tell you today. We'll see what the fandom trailer that comes out soon, I think it's this weekend, will give us. But I wouldn't be surprised some of this was in that trailer. So that's it. That's what I have for you. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you are new to World of Geekdom. We don't pussyfoot around here with spoilers. I hit you with the real shit here. We'll talk soon.